Fire. Hello, hi. I am Ms. Mixed Messages, and these are your mixed messages. Subject to chains or change, yeah, for entertainment purposes. Oh me, oh my. Okay, fire, fire, fire. Now, am I talking about my Aries, my Leo, and my Sagittarius? I might be, but I'm also quite literally talking about the element of fire. So if we look, what is fire? Okay, so fire could be produced by electricity or gas, okay? Looking in your home, we have the stove. What are things in your home that produce heat? What are things within your body that are producing heat? You yourself are radiating heat, right? Just as well, you can absorb heat from your atmosphere, okay? And proof of this is when you spend enough time like in the sun, okay, outside. The sun would be a great source of fire or heat, and it's changing the color of one's skin, okay? Becomes darker because of the exposure to that heat, okay? Now, you are an aspect of nature, and if you look outside, what's happening right now is those leaves that were so green for a majority of the spring into the summer are now changing colors. They too are changing. They're preparing to die, okay? To let go, to let go. And the fire, or the sun, apparently is taking its distance from the earth, okay? So, fire. Looking at the stomach acid, it's pretty spicy. You eat some food in that stomach, really it's acid, right? It is destroying what you have consumed and turning it into something else, which is exactly what fire does. Now, if you're relating to this at all, great, okay? So that is who this reading is for fire. Now, for everyone's got the fire zodiacs or astrology in their chart. Now, I know that in a lot of perspectives, the signs refer to the stars in the sky or even planets. But from other points of view, these are actually demons, okay, that have been assigned to the individual Earth ego at birth, okay, in order to provide challenges and a personality, an ego, a structure somewhat, to contain the individual. And essentially the soul or the spirit's mission or purpose or journey is to transcend rather than to blend and conform to a certain degree, whilst maintaining that sense of earthliness. Because fire, have you seen fire? Okay. Fire, when it's not contained, can destroy an entire forest, but when it's contained, it can provide a lot of heat, and you can cook things, transforming things over and with the element of fire, right? So if we're looking at the birth chart, every individual, their first house represents how they look, their structure. So imagine like God was like forming how you would look, like a potter, okay, out of elements from the earth, okay? And that's your first house, okay? It's your exterior, how you present, okay? That's Aries, rules the first house. Then we've got the fifth house, which represents the ego or the internal sense of self, and the creativity, which is Leo, fifth house. And then after that, we have Sagittarius, which we're moving into more enlightened fire, which is able to share that awareness, that light that it provides outside of its individual self through the Archer, the ninth house, which is the house and the sign of philosophy, okay, of adventure, of getting outside of one's comfort zone. So how this reading is going to progress is we're going to scry, okay, firstly. Secondly, I'm going to deep dive into the Holy Bible before I scrabble babble, and then get a dark goddess oracle and then some tarot cards. So bringing clarity, that is what you do, fire. You bring the light, you bring the clarity. Because in the darkness, there is no sight, so nothing is clear, because it's just based on what you hear, hearsay, right? There's no sight, okay? And yet, even with sight, okay? Even with light, it can be a nighttime. Does that make sense? Sometimes it is necessary to blow out one's light, to remove that light and create that night in order to have a different kind of sight, an internal sight. So we've got our eyes that see, and we've got a third eye apparently. So there are many different ways to have clarity, okay? There is the spiritual clarity, emotional clarity, mental clarity, okay? Verbal clarity of sound, okay? We've got clarity, like it's like a refining process. Like if you think about what fire does is, right, like a pottery thing, or you're making glass, it's refining something. It's taking something that is completely obscure and refining it, defining it. That is what fire does, okay? So there are some things that need to be refined, fire, okay? Refined. Once you find it, it is refined, okay? Do you hear that confirmation right now? Like, woo, woo, woo. Okay, so there are some things that you're finding that need to be refined, and it is all by grand design. So to define is to refine after it's been found. What did you find? Okay, and you found it because of that fire, okay? So different ways to carry fires, because fire can like generally stay in one place, or you can take smaller, like you have lanterns, we have candles, we have sticks, and that fire can at any moment go out. Like what puts out fire? Fire of passion, air, okay, which is intellect. A thought can put out a passion, okay? It can get shut down with intellect. Thoughts, clouds, okay, which can cover the clarity of the sun, of the light in the sky. We've got water, so too many emotions bogging or banking down, okay? And we've got earth, which can, if you throw too much wood on a fire, it can completely smolder or put it out. So the scry for my fire, our fire, the collective fire, is what needs to be refined fire. What are you finding, okay? I'm also sensing some hiding, okay, because of being put out. I'm hearing put out of your misery, put out of, but also putting out, okay? So putting yourself out to provide some sort of clarity, some sort of light, to brighten things up, okay? So Holy Bible, let's see what we've got here. We have Ezekiel 32:17. In the 12th year, on the 15th day of the month, the word of the Lord came to me. That's gorgeous, but the really bolded title part here, which we're going to pay a lot of attention to, is Egypt's descent into the realm of the dead. So in the realm of the dead, do you think all the lights are on? What is the realm of the dead probably like? It's probably pretty dark, I would say. If we're looking at nature and the seasons, and as Egypt moves into the realm of the dead, as the world or the seasons move into the realm of the dead, of things dying, okay? Metaphorically, but also like literally physically descending into winter, which could be the realm of the dead to a certain degree. We could move towards out of the Bible and into more Greek mythology and the story of why we have winter, and Hades and Persephone being the spring, and Demeter being the summer, and Hades being death, and all of that being taken away, and this and that. But we're not going to. We're going to move into Scrabble Babble. Okay, so we've got a B with a 3 there. We've also got an O with a 1. We have the planet Saturn, which is about karma. It's the color blue and it's got 1 ring around it. Maybe it isn't Saturn. Maybe it's Mercury. We've got a heart that seems to be half filled up with blue, which could be emotions, feelings, so kind of half-hearted about something. We have 2 cats here, very interesting, and 1 angel that says made for an angel. Okay. A black cat Okay, big eyes, a black cat there. And we've also got a light pinkish white cat. Cats relating to the Egyptian goddess Bastet. Cats being worshipped in Egyptian times. The Bible did mention Egypt there and the descent into the underworld, okay? Cats being very protective against malicious, malevolent, evil spirits. So we have O-B, B-O, little Bo Peep, okay? Creepin', peepin'. Peep is making me think of spring, and after the fall, moving into winter, we have the spring and new beginnings. Not that fall is not also a new beginning, it's just a different kind of beginning because it is an ending, which is still a beginning. So what needs to be refined? What needs to end so that something can begin? What is beginning to end and what is ending to begin? Okay. Next, we're going to look at who is the dark goddess for fire for October. We've got, starts with a C, Siridwen, and inspiration. Ah, beautiful. So it's a hooded goddess surrounded by darkness, and look at that. We have fire right in there. Siridu, I think she might be an Irish goddess, not sure. Siridwen, inspiration. So to inspire, to be inspired, to be the light, okay? To be inspirational, you are inspiring, okay? But this is a dark goddess deck, which is kind of implying that inspiration is dark. To inspire is dark. Interesting. Because when people are used to their darkness, their misery, whatever emotions or thoughts or realities that are being experienced are related to a lack of inspiration, of hopelessness, okay, helplessness, no motivation, because generally inspiration, to inspire, to inhale, to provide fire, can provoke and can therefore stoke that fire, which inspires change, transformation, the refining, the defining, okay, that it is that fire does. So to do that, to continue to do that with your creativity, okay, with your appearance, okay, through your relationships, okay, in your day-to-day goings about, and where you're taking that inspiration in your bigger picture journey, perspective, okay? So you can look more into that goddess if you would like. Inspiration. To inspire is dark, because to inspire implies that things aren't okay as they are, right? Fire is a change agent. It changes things. It brings change. It provides warmth, clarity. To inspire implies that things are not okay as they are. It is yang. It is change. It is not yin. It is not staying the same. It is, to a certain degree, this person, place, thing, situation is unacceptable and demands transformation. 13:33 on the clock there. So what else do we have for our fire here? We've got the Four of Pentacles in reverse, and we've got the Nine of Wands in reverse. So it is letting down your defenses, okay, not being defensive. And to me, that's saying don't contain your fire. Because that Nine of Wands is offense, it's a defensiveness, which if we think about, to be defensive around fire is to put rocks around it or to cage that fire. But this Nine of Wands isn't upright, it's in reverse. Do not contain your fire is what it's saying. Share your light, share your inspiration. That is kind of a dark thing to do, to not contain your passion, your light. Four of Pentacles there is, yeah, don't keep it to yourself. Share it. And lastly, we've got the Five of Swords. It's not going to be a fight. No one is going to be fighting you. The fight was to contain you, that you are contained, to be contained. Have you tried to grab at fire? Whoever contained fire in the first place, how did that even happen? Generally, the container is created before the fire enters the container. The container doesn't happen after the fire. I think. I don't want to think too much about that, but I think that's how it is. So we've got 1444 on the clock there. This is mental, and we've got the 6 of Wands. Victory is yours. This is also fire. This is going out and sharing your fire, your light, your inspiration, and that's it. And that's all that I've got for you, fire. Till next time, bye-bye. Ciao.